Get your hate on. It's time to hate.
Yeah.
The most hateful time of year. Welcome in, everybody, once again to Titans Tube. My name is Justin, and here with me is Jake. We are here to break down. Ooh, it's already happening, Jake. It's already happening.
Yes.
We are on the road to Indianapolis, and I mean, we do say it every week. Biggest game of the year, but this game is massive. It is huge. It could be the trajectory positively that we need to get this season officially back to where we want to be, or we could take a real big step back in this early season of the NFL. Jake, how are you doing, my friend, and how are you feeling about this game?
I'm feeling great, Justin. You said it. It's Colts Hate Week. It's a very special time of year for Titans fans. We get it 2 weeks out of the entire calendar year to really dig our heels in, hate on the Indianapolis Colts, and really embrace this rivalry that, Justin, I feel like has been rekindled with the Titans renaissance a little bit, and maybe you could call it the Colts falling off a little bit, because it used to be, the Peyton Manning Colts were here and the Titans were like off screen all the way down here. But, with Andrew Luck's retirement, the Titans trajectory, they've kind of met in the middle and they're kind of teetering with each other. And I feel like it's created that rivalry atmosphere that we've been clamoring to have. And I got to point out, Jim Irsay, I don't know if you've seen any of his tweets this week. They are hilarious, for one.
No, I haven't.
Because he's, Jim Irsay just seems like a guy who's always on one. And he's just tweeting these all caps rants with emojis. Colts fans, are you going to let the Titans come in and beat you again? We need all the energy, 60 minutes. So Jim Irsay has been tweeting about this for days. So it's Titans hate week for him. And it's Colts hate week for us. So you just got to love that feeling of the rivalry being back. But yes, the recent matchups, Justin, however, have favored the Titans. The Titans have won the last 3 matchups in this series, which is crazy to think. Again, going back to the Andrew Luck Colts that reeled off 7, 8, 9, 10 straight against the Titans.
Dude,
So, it's great to see the Titans complete the sweep last year of the Indianapolis Colts. It's only happened 3 times since the Titans moved to Nashville and the AFC South was formed. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So it's good to have this rivalry back and in a deadlocked, kind of heat way.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's insane how I'm not saying we flipped the script completely, because we swept them, you said it 3 times. I feel like they've swept us 10 times, maybe more than that, since the AFC South was formed. So it's going to be an uphill battle for decades if we want to actually get our records back to even par. It was just that one-sided. But we can we can get into this matchup now. But first, probably should have started this off with the top of the show. I might put this in at the beginning, Jake, but did you see a particular couple of people upload a particular video to the Titans Tube channel? If you guys missed it, that's right. Go back and watch our dear friends, Caleb and Amy, original Titans Tube members. They are going to be stepping in and doing weekly picks for us, really helping out me and Jake here. I know a lot of people like to see those weekly pick videos. So Caleb and Amy offered to do it, and we were like, yes, of course, no brainer, go for it. So it's awesome to see them, and they're going to be a little more active and part of this channel. So make sure you check out and look forward to our weekly picks videos with Caleb and Amy.
Absolutely. Shout out to them. Obviously the Titans Tube OGs. I'm just lucky enough to have come in and sat in this chair and been a part of this great community and this great channel that is Titans Tube. I saw one of the comments under that video, tons of positivity, but one of the comments was, that Titans Tube was among the first wave of any Titans YouTube commentary channel. So I got to give hats off to Caleb, hats off to Amy, and hats off to you, Justin, for starting this and allowing me to come in and be a part of it. So I am thankful And, just all love all around to everybody involved. And I feel lucky. I feel lucky to get to talk about this team, Justin. I feel lucky.
I'm touched. Kind words, Jake. That warms my heart. I'll cut it back in somewhere in here.
Love Fest is over. It's Colts hate week.
It's over. I'm sick of the love. Get the love out of here, even if it is for each other and fellow Titans fans. We want to keep the hate going here for the Colts. Of course, obviously expected this. Titans coming in as 3.5 point underdogs. Expected us to be underdogs anyway, but so this Colts team, I don't know, Jake. They defeated the Chiefs last week, so that was like okay. Is this team really going to live up to any kind of the hype they were getting in the offseason? Because that's a huge win for them. But you see what they did in the first two games against the Jags and Texans, especially that shutout in Jacksonville. This is a Colts team like the Titans that's kind of figuring itself out. And like, how good are they if they are good at all? Injuries could play a big factor, Jake. Briefly, Zach Cunningham, Amani Hooker, been on the injury report all week. Among some other guys, but I think we're going to be getting back those other guys on the injury report, for this game. But the big ones, I think, are Zach Cunningham and Amani Hooker not being able to likely go. Nate Davis, questionable for the Titans. But on the Colts side, they had a few big names show up on that injury report on Wednesday, but most of them have come back to practice as full participants, with the exception of DeForest Buckner, who could be a huge missing piece for their defense. Jake, I don't know if you remember, I think it was 2020. It wasn't last year versus the Colts in Indianapolis, because that's when Derrick Henry broke his foot. Derrick Henry needs his revenge at Lucas Oil Stadium for his broken foot. But he went off against the Colts, I think, in 2020 in Indianapolis, and it was a game DeForest Buckner missed, I think due to COVID or something. It was like a last minute, he was out of the lineup. So he's a huge piece of that defense, and if he's not able to go, that would be a big time loss for them. Among some of the other ones, Shaquille, formerly known as Darius. I can't remember what the name change was all about, but he's Shaq now. He's been out after, I think, a back surgery, so he's looking to get back. He's been practicing all week. Again, a huge piece of that defense. One of the best young linebackers in the NFL. So that is going to be a name to definitely watch. But we're familiar with this Colts team, obviously, being a division opponent. A lot of consistent names on the defense, like Bobby Okereke. And
I've heard both. I can't land on one. I've heard it's Okereke, but it's been Okereke like his entire career. So dealer's choice. Yeah.
I like Okereke. That's a cool name. I don't like the helmet that he wears. And, of course, Yannick Ngakoue, who's bounced around, but he was with the Jags for a while, went to the Raiders, now a Colts, but a strong edge rusher on the defense. And they've added old man Stephon Gilmore. Is this still the elite Stephon Gilmore, Jake? I mean, I think he made a big play last week. I think he caused that game-sealing interception. But is this the defensive player of the year that we saw for years in New England? I don't know, but he's still a quality NFL cornerback, surely. Along with Kenny Moore, the second, number 2, the 2.0, Kenny Moore, who's also a very solid cornerback for that defense. So some big names that could be missing from this Colts defense, but allowing 17 points to the Chiefs is no small task. So they could be up for the challenge, and a Titans offense that is definitely inconsistent and struggled through large portions of the first 3 games of the early season. So the offense is going to have to come ready to play. Absolutely. Jake, I've rambled long enough. What are we looking at with the Titans offense here?
You set me up perfectly, Justin. This Titans offense needs to find its identity quickly. They need to figure out how to get Treylon Burks touches. They need to keep Henry rolling. We saw the beginning of them starting to get the running game going last week against Las Vegas, but they just need to put together 4 quarters of quality offensive football, Justin. That's what it comes down to. We've obviously seen the first half boom of the Titans offense against Las Vegas and the Giants, but then we said it in the recap. I believe they've only scored 7 points throughout all 3 second halves. That is
Ugh.
losing football, Justin. They're not
Yeah.
going to win very many football games if that keeps up. So the Titans are going to have to play 60 minutes complete game because we are expecting this to be a divisional dogfight as we've seen for the past several years against the Indianapolis Colts. So, I'm not really sure what to expect in terms of how the Titans are going to utilize guys like Kyle Phillips coming into this game. He's still working back from injury. He's been in that yellow non-contact jersey throughout practice. So we'll see what his role is, if any. He still might be out for this game, but I would imagine they're trying to get him tracking to play in this one because it's all hands on deck. It's Colts week. And just I put this in the outline for the millionth time. It really hurts me and personally offends me to look around the league and see all these rookie wide receivers having the time of their lives and getting 8 to 10 to 12 targets a game. And Treylon Burks got 2 targets and 1 carry last week. 3 total touch opportunities, I should say. That's not cutting it. He is a transcendent talent you brought in to literally replace A.J. Brown, and you're giving the ball his way 3 times. One was on the jet sweep, and then the dropped 4th down pass, and then the one where he almost scored the touchdown. He needs to get the ball more, get him integrated in this offense more. No excuse, Todd Downing. So, like I said at the top, Justin, at the end of the day, it's going to come down to this Titans offense playing 2 full halves, 4 entire quarters of solid, productive offense. We can't see the 0 for 4 drive chart that we saw last week in the second half against the Raiders. It's just not going to close out ball games. And we've said it time and again this season. It shouldn't come down to those last second 2-point conversions or the Randy Bullock field goal, especially when the Titans have a double-digit lead like they've had in several games this year. So, at the end of the day, just play 4 quarters on offense. That's really the entire key to this game, and it's what Titans fans have been clamoring for.
Yes. Oh, was that a sneak peek at your possible key to victory at the end of the episode? I like it. Yes. I mean, we need some consistency, and I don't know. I'm sure the Colts can say the same thing, but they need to play. Titans need to play all 4 quarters. And yes, get Burks involved. We saw Robert Woods, Bobby Trees finally bringing to the table what we were hoping and expecting for him, with 4 catches, 80+ yards, and a solid punt return stepping in. And if Kyle Phillips can't go, I hate to put our number 1 wide receiver back there, but if nobody else is up for the task, then I don't want to be Muffy punts in a game like this. So put the safest, surest bet to make the play. Bobby Trees may be our punt returner going into this matchup here. We're working in our weapons, one weapon at one game at a time. Last week was Bobby Trees. Maybe Burks will get some more touches, and then after that, Austin Hooper may pop off for 100 yards. So let's just take this. We'll take one at a time here. But I totally agree. It's time for Burks. I mean, he's shown that he can play, and he's a physical freak and a specimen to behold, and he can catch the ball. I know that the drop was bad last week, but I do like what I've seen from him catching the football and what he's able to do when he has it in his hands. I think they were trying to make something happen with that jet sweep because he can be explosive. Anyway, so let's move on here a little bit to the Titans defense. Bud Dupree, getting him back would be big, and he has returned to practice from his hip injury a couple weeks ago. We definitely need more bodies on the line here. I mean, it's just been a crazy roster shuffle. Wyatt Ray, we brought in Mr. freaking Joe Schobert off the streets. I mean, that could be an indication that Zach Cunningham is definitely going to be out. I don't know. Has he officially been ruled out?
I don't believe so. We're filming Friday afternoon. That usually is Friday, little towards the evening after practices, I'd imagine.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I like the signing just because this is a guy that's a veteran that's been a starter for this league and put up multiple 100+ tackle seasons. I think maybe I've made a Pro Bowl. I might have to look that up, but he's been around the league, but he's played a lot of football. From what I've heard on the radio, 104.5 talking, I mean, he's a very smart player. He's able to adapt in whatever scheme that the defense is running. So maybe he's able to be like a plug and play kind of a player. Is he able to shut down Jonathan Taylor in the open field? I don't know. I don't know if he's that good, but we could do worse maybe if Cunningham is forced to miss this game. So that's something to keep an eye on as well. But this defense, I have confidence in this defense. I know Jonathan Taylor is a very scary running back to go up against, but we saw a lot of good things against the Raiders. You hated to see them scoring those last 2 touchdowns at the end that kind of closed the gap on the scoreboard, but they played a pretty solid game, especially on third down. Very happy to see that third down ratio. I think they went 1 for 12. The Raiders did against this Titans defense last week. Unfortunately, I think they went 3 for 3 on fourth down, but that's another story. This is about third down, Jake.
One at a time, Justin. One thing at a time, like you said, just one weapon at a time, one defensive statistic at a time.
We'll take a 0 for 3 of Colts fourth down conversions on Sunday if that's the trend we're going for. But yeah, a great improvement, and it's so good to see us be successful on third down after 2 years ago being a historically bad third down defense. So hopefully we can continue that. I mean, cornerback is still an issue with the Caleb Farley situation. Are we going to throw Terrence Mitchell back out there again? I mean, these Colts receivers are nothing really to write home about, in my personal opinion, outside of Michael Pittman Jr., who is a good player, who can flip the field on any given play. But other than that, I know they have a rookie tight end that caught 2 big touchdowns for him last year, and then they have Mo Alley Cox. So they do have some nice targets, but this isn't like Devontae Adams and Mac Hollins, best wide receiver in the NFL. I mean, who couldn't give up 160 yards and a touchdown to a Mac Hollins for like last week, how he did us? But I have confidence still in this defense. Missing pieces, a few questions at cornerback and linebacker. And if we can get healthy a little bit with Bud Dupree coming back on the edge, that would be a big boost. And for an underperforming kind of Colts offensive line and protecting Matt Ryan, who has like 7 fumbles already this year and like 3 or 4 picks on the season, this could be an opportunity for the defense to come up with some huge plays. So big game for the defense, could be a big Bud Dupree type game. And with Rashad Weaver, really, he's leading our team in sacks now. Love what I'm seeing from Rashad Weaver. Shout out him. And then Big Jeff, obviously, there. Hopefully they're able to get in Matt Ryan's face. His 40-year-old immobile legs will not be able to escape their clutches, hopefully. So hopefully we can get some turnovers. That would be a huge deal in this game. And the Colts and Matt Ryan has shown a tendency to do that over the first 3 games.
Absolutely, Justin. You, again, teed me up perfectly to talk a little bit about this Colts offense. I haven't, hand up, I haven't really watched the Colts yet this season. A little bit here and there, obviously. A little bit of that Jags game to point and laugh kind of idea. But yeah. I'm genuinely curious as to what old man, immobile legs Matt Ryan is bringing to the table for this Colts team. I say that now. My heart wants to say I'm not afraid of old man Matt Ryan, but I know, knock on wood, that as soon as I say that, he's going to hang 403 touchdowns on Sunday in a Titans loss. So I'm not going to bring that up. Matt Ryan is still Matt Ryan. And I think you said it best, the pass rush with Weaver and Dupree, if they can get in Matt Ryan's face, cause a couple of those fumbles, bat a ball up in the air and get an interception, massive, massive turn, especially in a dogfight like this game against the Colts. Obviously, it goes without saying, stopping Jonathan Taylor is priority 1A for this defense, which has seen struggles containing running backs this season after a great run-stopping unit last year. They've kind of gone through this transition, and they're still figuring out how to stop the run. They did it well in the first half against the Raiders, and I feel like everything opened up in the second half. So it's going to be all about stopping JT, keeping him contained, no big plays from him. Huge, huge key for this defense. And overall, Justin, this Colts offense is averaging 13 points a game. I realize that stat has a lot to do with the goose egg that they put up in Jacksonville. Again, point and laugh, haha. But you got to score. If you could score more than 13 points, you should be able to handle this Colts team, at least if the first 3 weeks of this season is any indication on how this Colts offense is being put together and running as efficient or non-efficient as they are. So Just play a clean game on defense. No huge mistakes. Don't give up 3 for 3 fourth downs. Don't have holding penalties on defense during third downs. I mean, we saw it all last week against the Raiders, good and bad. We keep bringing up, yeah, it was great, and then it wasn't so great. But, as long as the Titans are able to be up on that scoreboard after 60 minutes, Justin, I don't care how it comes against this Colts team in an absolutely key divisional matchup.
Yeah, for sure. And then talking about the Colts and averaging points as well, I wanted to go back to that because they only scored 20. They won that Kansas City game 20-17, I think. And they had the game-winning touchdown with like 20 seconds left to go in the ball game. So they had 13 points in the first 59 minutes of that game. So their offense, not lighting it up. Titans fans can relate. So, I mean, it's just what team is going to be able to kind of just make things click for all 4 quarters and play consistent football for 60 minutes. And whichever team does that is going to come out the victor here. So, I mean, I think we're so good at this, Jake. I think we covered pretty well. Do you want to go to our game predictions and our keys to win?
Let's do it. And do you have a key first? You want to go ahead?
Yeah, well, I mean, we've touched on it. I would like to see our defense, just key in and stop Jonathan Taylor. Big time task for this run defense that has holes in it. But if we can make their offense one-dimensional and force Matt Ryan to win the ball game for him with these receivers, who I guess he did it last week. He led them, on that game-winning drive. They got so much help though. I mean, if you watch, at least I'll only watch the highlights of that game, but the Chiefs made so many mistakes, especially there was a muffed punt. Yeah, speaking of their 13 points, one of them was a touchdown drive after the Chiefs muffed a punt at like their own 5-yard line. So gifting him a touchdown there. On the game-winning drive, I think they sacked Matt Ryan on a 3rd down, and Chris Jones had a taunting penalty or an unsportsmanlike penalty that gave him an automatic 1st down. So they got so many breaks in that game. I mean, I'm starting to like get that confidence, but this is the Colts, Jake. I mean, yes, we've seen more success, but this team just still haunts me after the decades that they have kicked our butts with Manning and Luck. But just watching this Colts team play, I think that as discouraging as the Titans have looked so far this year, I think they can go on the road and take care of business as long as they shut down Jonathan Taylor, make their offense one-dimensional, and I think our offense is going to be able to muster up enough points to win. I mean, this isn't going to be like last year where it's a 34-31 shootout. Like, our offense is not going to be up to that kind of a challenge. Not yet, at least this year. So I think it's going to be low scoring. I think it could get ugly and boring, but it's going to be nerve-wracking because these teams are going to trade body blows. Some team is going to do something extremely stupid, and then in the next quarter, the other team is going to do something extremely stupid. So just don't shoot yourself in the foot. Play as clean as possible and shut down their run game. And I am pretty confident Titans will come out and win. If the Titans hold Jonathan Taylor to 50, 60 yards or less, I think that is a 100% W for the Titans.
I like it. You got a score? You have a score prediction or just the win?
I can do a score. Let's do 23-16.
I like
there was another game that was like a 23-16 game. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, random. 23-16. That's my score. Let's go.
I like it. Justin, my key to the game for the Titans to go to Indianapolis and get that road win against the Colts, which is always so crucial every year. I think back to how have the Titans won in Indianapolis in the past, because that's something they haven't done a lot. And there's something about that Lucas Oil turf and the sun coming in through the window that just sets a weird vibe. And you said it. It doesn't matter how much confidence that the Titans think they have, or, we may have had your number recently, but it is that blue horseshoe on that dumb white helmet that there's something about this team can't quite fully get over. So I'm thinking back to how they've won in Indianapolis in the past, and it goes back to the miracle run in 2019, starting with the Ty Smith blocked field goal, return it for a touchdown, swung the tide in that game, and continued to swing the momentum the Titans' way the rest of the year. 2020, it was the Derrick Henry game. It was just explosive runs by Derrick Henry, huge chunk plays, big plays in general. 2021, AJ Brown, 50-yard touchdown.
Woo.
You know, Elijah Molden, pick 6 in that game against Carson Wentz. So if you tie together what the Titans' recipe for success in Indianapolis has been, it's a big X factor play that goes for a touchdown, Justin. It's big play, explosive play. I don't care if it comes from special teams. I don't care if it comes from the defense. I sure as hell don't care if it comes from the offense, because we've been waiting for it.
Be preferred.
Yeah, absolutely. But the key to my key, I should say, is that big X factor play needs to result in 6 points. They need to score points to win football games, and this dawdling, hovering around 20 points exactly is not getting it done. And we're going to be biting a lot of our fingernails off if the Titans put up less than 24 points this Sunday. But anyways, my key is the big play, X factor play that scores the Titans points. Justin, I think the Titans are going to win this football game. I'll go by a score of 27-19.
27-19. I like it. Man, yeah. Great points. I mean, that's so huge. I would, bringing up the facts and the stats from past matchups and the huge plays that the Titans have been able to deliver in Indy. I think, that's going to be huge, man. How nice it would be to have a big play receiver like an AJ Brown type of receiver here that could deliver that for us. I mean, he returned an onside kick for a touchdown, for goodness sake.
Yes, that too.
I mean, let's go. All right, I'm done. I can't think about the past and how sad AJ Brown not being on this team makes me. But Treylon Burks, stand up and give us a 60+ yard touchdown in an AJ Brown fashion. So, I love it. So we'll see what happens, man. I know I said it would probably be a really low scoring game, and we both predicted the Titans to have over 20 points, which is ambitious. I think I would be pleased. I would be pleased if we saw that, but that's given that defense can, do its job as well. But all right, I could put a bow, I guess, on our looking at this Colts team in this matchup on Sunday and our predictions. If you want Jake to wrap up this video here, we can pick 3 games each. We've been kind of doing this 3 games against the spread across the NFL.
Justin, I will go right ahead and take my 3 games against the spread here. My first one this weekend is Baltimore +3 points at home. Home dog, Baltimore Ravens with a leading MVP candidate, Lamar Jackson, against the Buffalo Bills, Justin. Bills kind of lost a little bit of their luster last week in Miami. You had Ken Dorsey throwing tablets and papers in the offensive coordinator's booth.
Yes.
A little bit of frustration. We'll see if Buffalo can bounce back, but it's hard to bet against Lamar Jackson and the home dog Ravens in this one with how well number 8's been playing for Baltimore. My second game, Justin, the Cleveland Browns -1 against the Atlanta Falcons. Sorry, Marcus Mariota, but I like Cleveland in this matchup. Especially last week on Thursday night, Jacoby Brissett has been spinning the ball for the Cleveland Browns. Honestly, if I've been watching a decent amount of Browns games, he looks sharp. He's got zip on the ball. I even made the joke, Justin, that if the Browns are like 10-1 or 9-2 after 11 games, do you make a switch at quarterback and Jacoby's still playing well? It's obviously a joke because, Watson is a $200 million man. But anyways, I just really like the way that Jacoby Brissett's playing for this Browns team, the way they're operating right now. I think they easily cover -1 at Atlanta. And then my last one is the Sunday night game, Justin. I like the Chiefs in a pick'em against Tampa Bay at Tampa Bay. Speaking of throwing iPads around and general frustration, I feel like the divorce and all the bad press is kind of weighing on Tom Brady. We saw them not really light it up against the Packers last week in the national spotlight. So maybe they bounce back, maybe they don't. But I like the Chiefs more so in the bounce back spot against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I like it. I like that. And who better to learn how to break tablets from than Tom Brady himself? Ken Dorsey taking a play out of TB12's playbook. I like that. Man, Jake, Last week we don't talk about our 3 games we're picking before we talk about them on screen while we're recording. Last week we didn't pick a single of the same game, but we picked 2 out of the 3 games, so that was rough. I also have the Ravens covering and winning against the Bills. They're at home. Bills showing some holes on that team after they looked unstoppable against the Titans. But the Titans, can do that. They can make the opposition look unstoppable for sure when they really aren't. But I do like how this Ravens team is playing. Lamar Jackson playing like an MVP. They need to pay him already. He is the clear-cut reason why the Ravens are who they are. I like the Ravens in that game with the Bills at -3. Yeah. And then I also was with the Browns and Falcons, but I went the other way, Jake. You do have some good talking points. Browns have a lot of talent. They're getting some things done with Jacoby Brissett, but I just got to give my boy, Marcus Mariota, a shout out for getting his first win as a Falcon on the road against Seattle. Not without mistakes, not without some of the same things we saw from Marcus Mariota here at Tennessee. Turning the ball over, fumbles. Man, it would be nice to see him get that corrected and play a cleaner game. But I like seeing him out there running around and making things happen. Kyle Pitts, speaking of rookie receivers, we've been harping on getting the ball to Traylon Burks, but Drake London playing well at receiver for him. They're rookies, so they're at home. Sure, give me the Falcons in an upset here. Score 2 for Mariota to bring the Falcons to I like I like it. I like catching their games and highlights now. They're like the Titans Junior to me with Arthur Smith and Marcus Mariota there. Anyway, last game. Jake, Monday Night Football, Rams at 49ers. Did something happen? Did Matthew Stafford and Aaron Donald and Cooper Kupp and Jalen Ramsey, did they all get sick or traded or leave the country? Why are the 49ers favored 1.5 points against the Rams? Did Vegas look at that 11-10 loss to the Broncos and think that team could beat a Super Bowl champion right there? Did they see Jimmy Garoppolo running through the back of the end zone for a safety and say, that's an all-pro team? I got them. We should favor them against the Rams. Guys, this is easy money. The Rams are going to win this game. And don't, of course, take all this with a grain of salt. Be careful with your money.
1-800-GAMBLER for,
Yeah, 1-800 gambling problem. Don't blame Titans too, but I really feel pretty confident that this is just a typo or a mistake, because the Rams, they got blown out by the Bills as well, like the Titans did, but they've looked great. Maybe not to the level that they were playing by the end of last year and being true Super Bowl champions. But the 49ers have not looked great, and Jimmy Garoppolo is not playing great. He came back as a backup, and now for Trey Lance. Now Trey Lance is out. I got the Rams on the road here at as 1.5 point underdog somehow. So take the Rams. That's my picks.
I like it. Good deal. Well, we didn't even see how we did last week. Maybe we'll start keeping track of how we do, and maybe we should take these bets to the casino. Justin, who knows?
I think I did decent. I called. All right, I won't waste any more time with the video. But I remember thinking I picked that in the video, and it happened. And we'll do some research. We'll catch you guys up for the next.
Good deal. Yeah. Good deal. I think that's just about going to do it for us, Justin. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Everybody have a great football weekend. Tighten up. Let's go on the road and get a huge divisional win against the wretched, hated, stupid color blue, not full color blue like this, but that weird, classic royal blue. None of that. No Titans. Let's get the win against the Colts. Colts hate week.
I love it.
Nothing more needs to be said.
That's a wrap. Huge game. Looking forward to it. Going to be nervous. Going to be sweating bullets for 3 hours on Sunday. But hopefully it's a great game. And gosh, it would be huge if we could come out on top. Big time road divisional win. Let's do it, Jake. Tighten up. I like it. On blue. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for NFL Weekly Picks now. Caleb and Amy are back. Things are looking great. Let's keep it rolling here.
I love it. Peace out, everybody.
All right.